Oh, what a waste. What happened? Hopefully people come back. I just got disconnected completely from the internet. What's up, Herman? Hey, Rufo Tris. Sorry about that, man. I was like talking and I looked up and my whole setup got disconnected from the internet. My laptop just disconnected, which was really weird. So I hope folks come back. And Herman, welcome if you're just joining. I was wrapping up that last box and just saying I'm throwing everything back in the bin, and boom, disconnected from the internet. So I got another box of halves I'm going to get into in here in just a second. I'm looking for a couple of things. What's up, Coin Roll Fishing? How are you, buddy? Welcome to the stream. We're actually stream part 2 because my stream died on me a few minutes ago. So I'm just kind of waiting for folks to hopefully come back. I was chatting with, I had a question for Twinkie, and Flying Twinkie, and he left, and I was talking to Jinx. We got disconnected, and that hurt my feelings that we got disconnected. I also wanted to show Jinx was, or Twinkie's interested in some gold I'm selling. And I was going to put it up here. I'm actually just going to put it up now. I'm selling both of those. Let's see if I can get you guys a better view. This is a 1897S $20 gold coin. And we have a, what is that one? An 18, I think it's a 72S. I believe that's the 10th ounce piece. So trying to sell those, wanted Twinkie to be able to see them, and I don't know if he's going to come back. So while we wait, I'm going to get into the second box. And so the purity on that gold, I don't know the exact numbers, but they're not 3 nines. You can go look it up on really any of the bullion dealers. I want to say it's like the $20 coins got like 0.9235 ounces of troy ounces of gold in it, and the 10th ounce is the same thing. It's just it's a little under a tenth of an ounce. So it's not like the buffaloes. You know, the buffaloes are 4 nines fine. Gold, or 3 nines fine gold, and the pre-33 stuff is not as pure. But because they're pre-33 and they're official gold, you know, they're official U.S. currency, they come with a really high premium because of the numismatic value, right? It's not just bullion. All right, this is my favorite part of opening a box. And we have one dirty, I think. That could be silver. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. There it is. Right there. That could be silver, but I doubt it. The rest looks like clad. I don't see anything too shiny. We'll weigh a couple of rolls here just to see where we are. And we'll go from there. Let's see. We want some heavy rolls. Come on now. 224.8. That's terrible. I'm just going to weigh a few random ones here. 225. That's not fun. 225.3. That's not fun. It's right here. Silver, silver, silver. 225.1. Now what's funny is, I mean, silver could be in any one of these rolls, but I just like to check a few of them just to see if we're going to get lucky in the first few. I don't see anything, so let's just get in here. Let's just jump into it. So I got a question. Coin roll fishing, do you just edge hunt or do you actually look at every coin? Because you do a bazillion boxes a week. 2001. I would imagine as many boxes as you're going through, you were just edge hunting. And give me a second. I need to rearrange this. I got to get this a little closer to me. Will that work? Come here, little box. There we go. That'll be a little better for me. Hey, Chris Kubal. So we talked about that earlier. So I have just found Brinks rolls way less than Loomis rolls. So it depends on the type of rolls you get. So I do have Loomis rolls for me typically weigh a little bit more. Yeah, coin roll fishing. I figured you were just edge hunting, and I mean, to do the volume you do, I mean, you're probably passing up a lot of, well, not a lot, at least some numismatically relevant stuff. But I mean, to try to check every coin in 100 boxes a week or something like that, you'd go nuts. You'd go absolutely crazy, I think. But I thought I would ask because maybe you were doing that. But when you're doing 8 or 10 boxes a week, you can take the time. Yeah, but Chris, you are familiar how many boxes he's doing, right? I'll say, Chris, I loved your video the other day from the bag hunt you did. That was a good video. That was a lot of fun. You found a lot of silver in there for one bag. That was a 77D, but I just didn't want to look at it. That one's okay. Maybe a proof. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe not. Shiny. So Chris, let's say all stop this week. AC was limping along and we've been dealing in the low mid 90s all week. Ouch. Yeah, 82 degrees inside the house sucks. Can't sleep. You don't even want to be in there. That's pretty bad. We used to have like clockwork. If my parents came to visit, the AC went out every time they came to visit. It got to be a running joke that my parents didn't want to come anymore because they knew they weren't going to have air conditioning when they got here. And if you're not familiar with Atlanta, Atlanta is, by some people, I hate it, called Hotlanta because it is 1,000 freaking degrees here in the summer. Yeah, I bet that's I bet that was bad. I mean, like, we've had some moderate days of late, and we've left, like, the back door open and stuff, and it's kind of nice when you get a cool night breeze. But, yeah, I would imagine there's some of the days if we did that, it would be 85, 90 degrees inside our house if we left the windows open. Didn't have fans going and such. I can't remember, but Coin Roll Fishing and Chris Kubal, you guys are doing my 750 sub gall, right? You guys are all signed in. I know you're both subbed. Did you guys leave comments and everything? I hope you're going to be able to make the live stream when I do have it. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm up to 850 something now, and I haven't looked. I think I got a couple of subs while we were doing this. I mean, I would love to hit 950 by the time we get there, and I can add a American Silver Eagle to the list. But yeah, man, the subs have just been creeping up, which is good. If you guys haven't, get out there and hit that like button just so people know we're back online. It'll show up in their feed. Yeah, so Rufo Tris, all you have to do is be subbed. Leaving a comment is needed because some of the giveaways I'm going to do a random comment picker. So if you don't leave a comment, you may miss out on some of the giveaways. But if you're at the live stream, we'll do some giveaways on like a wheel, or we'll do Nightbot to pick some winners. I may do some random number sort of generator winners, that sort of thing. So we'll find lots of different ways to pick winners. And even if you don't comment, there'll be plenty of giveaways where you could still win if you're present. So, I mean, just in the stuff I've listed so far, we're doing something like 13 giveaways or something. So, and I think there'll be at least a couple more added before the live stream, a couple more things added. So, yeah, so if you comment, you'll be good. You just got to remember to show up. And like I said, I hope I pick a time you can make it. Because I know that some folks, they leave a comment and they hope they can make it, and then I end up doing it, and I'm making something up at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and that's the only night they couldn't make it, right? And then you feel a little bad, but I can't make everybody happy. So I'm married with kids and work, and I got to fit this in too when I can. So I need some silver, guys. I need silver. I don't see any enders on the bottom either. We need some silver. Yeah, I've watched some pay dirt videos. Those actually, they're a lot of fun to watch. My fear in doing that pay dirt stuff would be, what if I missed something, right? Like, you're paying for that dirt that has been loaded with some predetermined amount of gold, if I understand how it works correctly, right? And then you got to pan it out, right? Well, what happens if you miss 8 specks of that gold? How much money are you throwing away when you do that? That would just drive me nuts if I was like, hey, even though it was 3 flecks, because gold is so high, those 3 flecks just cost me $50 or something like that, right? We do need some AG coin roll fishing. Nope. Yeah, I guess I could see that. You know, you miss just a few pennies, but still, I guess it's just the idea of somebody has hidden a treasure in dirt and that I could accidentally throw away just scares me to death. My son, for his, because I won't say a lot. There are people that pan for gold in the North Georgia mountains because there's actually gold up there. My son, when he turned like 8 or 9 years old, we got something shiny in there, but it's not gold, or it's not silver. That was one of the things he asked to do on his birthday was, I want to go up and pan for gold. I want to go see if we can find gold. And we looked into it. And as we started describing the amount of effort it was going to take to go up and sit in the river, you know, in the water, you know, panning for it, having whatever they call them, the sluice machines or whatever to help get to some of the dirt and all that kind of stuff. He just was like, that sounds like way too much work for me. I'm out. So we ended up not doing it. But I think it would have been a lot of fun. So there's almost a no FG. There's an 83p. And you can see something in there. Oh, where'd it go? Come on. I mean, it definitely doesn't look like FG. But you've got some metal in there. That's maybe a partial G. I don't know. What do you guys think? So sorry, catching them on chat. Coin roll fishing, what'd you say here, bud? Let me scroll back up. You searched 1,000 in quarters earlier today. My only find was a 2006. No silver. 2006 non-silver proof. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I've never found traditional silver. Yeah, John, that's what I barely see a G in there as well. So like when I was early in my coin roll hunting days, I would have pulled this and called it a no FG. Today, I would say, you know, this is something I would pitch back because you can see the G. And, you know, if you were to have this graded, it wouldn't qualify. But some people would want to have it either way. I'll just put it aside for now. And I was saying earlier, and we lost a lot of people, but I have found one silver quarter in all of my quarter boxes. And of all the silver quarters you could find, it was this one. In 1853, and I wish I was making it up, but I'm not. I found this in a box of quarters. So anyway, that's the only silver quarter I've ever found, and it was a doozy. So yeah, I was going to say, if you're only going to find one silver, that's the one you hope you get. Chris, are you talking about the no FG I pulled in my last video? Yeah, that was, I've got that laying over here somewhere too. I was showing that off. Yeah, this is the no FG from my last video. That's a no FG. We got to find some AG. I'm as much as I like errors, as much as I like proofs, I got to find me some silver. So yeah, I see people find silver. I know on one of Jinx's streams, I think he found like 4 silver quarters in a box. I have never found one. I found 2 platinum whatever plated quarters, but they weren't silver. I found foreigns, just never found a traditional silver. And I took that Seated Liberty to my coin shop just to have them give me an idea on grade and what they would sell it for and all that kind of good stuff. And the guy was like, "You did not find this in a quarter box." And I was like, "Yes, I did." I'll show you the video where I found it. And it was in like the, I don't know, second roll or fifth roll or something of the box. It was crazy. The rest of the box was pretty boring, if I recall, but I'll take that all day. I got a bunch of 71s I need to look at. Not going to look at that one. Yeah, so Chris, I was saying this earlier too. Like the first time you hunt a box, it takes forever. I didn't know what I was looking for in quarters, so I literally every single roll, I took all the quarters and I stacked them by year until I got through like the first half of the box, and then I got out Redbook and PCGS and was like, all right, what should I be looking for? I didn't look at Rob's coin hunting mat or any of that stuff, and my first box of quarters took, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours to go through. Now I can do a box of quarters, even if I check every quarter, I can blow through a box of quarters pretty fast, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. But I know exactly what I look for now in quarters. And I'm sure there's things I do blow past that might be interesting to some people, because there's a million errors, a million of the state quarter errors, and I only look for a handful of them. Yeah, W's. I've only got about a dozen W's. I got in a little late on the W hunt. I remember when people were first looking for them, I kind of ignored it and stayed on halves. And there were people getting 30 and 40 and 50 W's in a box. And I only had one shot at a full 2020 box of quarters. I got it from a bank, and it was an entire box of 2020 Salt River Bays, and didn't have a single W in it. They were all Philadelphias. You want to talk about mind numbing? Look at $500 worth of Salt River Bay 2020 quarters that are all Philadelphias. Yeah, so Rufo Trisky, there's a lot of silver floating out there. I've actually found quite a bit of silver in coin machine trays. I'm the same way too. I check if I go to like the gas station and there's quarters and nickels and dimes and stuff from the little, leave a penny, take a penny. I always look. I look for wheat pennies in that thing, and I'll swap them out, or I'll throw a quarter in or something like that and take a handful of the wheat pennies if they're in, they're out. I'm shameless about that stuff now. I got excited today because I was returning some halves, and the coin machine had some wheat pennies in it and the kickout tray, and it had a 69 Canadian quarter, and I just threw it in my pocket. I was like, it was 68 or 69. Canada stopped putting silver in the quarters, and when I got to my office, I pulled up my phone, and they stopped putting silver in the quarters in 68. So I missed it by a year. Missed it by a year. We need some silver. Come on, Brinks boxes. Come on. We're not even finding NIFCs in these guys. Come on. I guess on a positive note, I still have 3 Loomis boxes waiting for me, but those have not been great either of late. Yeah, 63 Canadian, that's going to have some silver in it. I don't remember if it's 50% or 80%, but that'll have silver in it. What's up, Diggin' Dave? I just saw you were on there. How are you doing, buddy? I don't know if you saw, but I finally, in my video the other day, my mail call. I'm going to pull it up right now. I feel so bad. I think it was you, Diggin' Dave, right? No, it wasn't you, Diggin' Dave. I'm sorry. It was Dirty Money. I'm giving Diggin' Dave credit. It wasn't him. It was Dirty Money. Dirty Money, anyway, sent me some nickels for my nickel album, and it took me like a month and a half to do that mail call. and I felt a little bad. So I thought it was you digging, Dave, but it wasn't. It was dirty money. But glad you're here all the same. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe you will bring us some silver luck. I hope you bring us some silver luck. We are 22. This is 22 rolls in on box 2. And that's all I have for the evening. But I am honestly trying to get my 4,000 hours. I'm so close. Before I started this, I was only like 120 hours away from the 4,000 hour mark. So I thought I'd come hang out with my friends and get there. All right, this is our one dirty roll. I don't think that's silver, but it's dirty. It wanted to be silver. It's pretending to be silver. And it is not silver. Yeah, it is. Streaming is, and you do better when you advertise. But I tonight threw one up. Hey, Chris, man, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it as always. Are you going to you doing like the 11 o'clock news tonight, or is that? I know you do the weather. You always work nights, and I know you're trying to leave. So if you're gone, that's cool. There you go. Yeah, somebody's got to give the news of the drought and the heat wave, right? Well, it rained cats and dogs in Atlanta today, so there was no drought down here to speak of. That's right. Got to go to work. Have you had any issues getting coins, man? I've seen some people having issues. So Diggin' Dave, yeah, we talked about this earlier. I am not here in Atlanta having any issues getting coins. I was in Alabama last week on vacation and did get a bit of the coin shortage talk with banks I went in while I was there. I did have 2 weeks ago, I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did get shorted in my orders by I got everything I ordered, but I got shorted by the number of boxes. Got a 2011 first find. It's not a great one. NIFC. 2011 P, I think. P, D, let's see. D. But no, I have not had any issues getting quarters or halves or pennies, quite frankly. I have not tried getting nickels, and I never get dimes. But I also don't do a lot of quarters. So, maybe if I went in to a bank and said, hey, can I get 5 boxes of quarters or order 5 boxes of quarters, I might get some pushback. But I typically only go through 1 box a week or, sometimes 2 of quarters. And I usually get them from different banks. So, no, I have not had any issues. There we go. There's a proof. This is our second proof that tried to sneak by. 1971S. And I already threw back the other one. I can't show you guys that are new. I got a, I forget what year it was now. 2004S. Proof quarter. And it was so beat up, it had no mirror on it left. And I was shocked when I put it under the scope and found an S. So there we go. We got another NIFC. I'm actually going to put them over. Where can you guys still see them? There. Yeah, and coin roll fishing, I have no issue getting halves. None. Oh yeah, no. Coin roll fishing is, you know, I applaud the guy for how many boxes he goes through. I watched one of your videos where you were like, you were making the video and I think you were like, oh, it's 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning or something. And while I was watching, I was going, dude, just go to bed and make the video in the morning. But I as you were doing that video, I just had this impression that you were on like box 20 for the day. And it was like midnight or 1 o'clock, whatever time you said it was, and you just could barely keep your eyes open. You were about to fall asleep over $1.5 million. But I was kind of giggling to myself listening to that video that you wanted to get it filmed and you wanted to get it done, but you'd probably looked at 18,000 halves that day. And coin roll fishing, I mean, it's your channel. You do what you want with it. But one of the things I was thinking of, and I get this question all the time, that I think just due to the volume that you do, and I don't know what you do for a living, and maybe coin roll hunting is it, and it's about what I'm going to say. I would love to see content from you that covered the... Could you make a living doing this? And if you are, I think that's even better because you can back it up with real world evidence. But people ask me all the time, like, you do this and okay, you find 20 silvers here, 10 silvers there, and how much money is that really? And you go, oh, well, it's $200 or $100 or $300 or whatever. But being able to say, look, to do this for a living, this is what it would take, right? You've got to do 100 boxes a week. And to do 100 boxes a week, it's literally this kind of effort. So people understood this isn't like, oh yeah, you know, I'm finding 300 silvers a week and it's not by going to one bank and getting a bunch of boxes and we call it a day. I just think that to me, that would be really interesting content because it shows the difference between somebody like me who's doing this as a hobby, who, yeah, okay, 7, 8, 9 boxes a week is a lot, but it's nothing compared to somebody doing 100 or 150 or 175. I mean, that's just another whole scale of doing this, right? And that's just my opinion, but I would love to see some, you know, some content around that. So I have never found a 1970 ever. Not in a box. I did buy some 1970 mint sets the other day, or proof sets. I would love to find a 70, but I have never found one. So that's pretty cool if you found two. But I think, so coin roll fishing, you just said there's no way to make a living doing this. And that's why I think it would be a neat video series because, you know, you are doing far more volume than anyone else I know on YouTube. And maybe there are people doing the same that I just don't know. But I think you have a very unique perspective of the time and effort that you're putting in at the volume you are. And being able to go, hey, look, you know, again, I could only make... but I'm making this number $500 a week doing this, right? I don't know what the real number is. But I think that it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting for me. Maybe I'm the only one. And I know, like for me, I try to cover value in a lot of my videos, and that was feedback I got several months ago from somebody. They were like, it's great you're finding all this stuff, but what's it worth? Right? That was the questions were always like, you know, are you doing this because it's a ton of money? Or are you doing it because it's interesting? Or are you doing it because you're making $2 a coin? Like, so I try now in most of my videos to talk about the value of what I find. Just so people know, right? Is it a novelty, or am I actually making some money doing this? I think you can make a whole series of videos on it. Coin roll fishing. Or I'm changing up how I'm looking through these just to move a little faster. It's a nice 2001. So how many folks do I have in the chat? I'm Hey, we got 12 concurrent views. There's just not a lot of people talking, which is okay too. Yeah, so it's what you just said. So people ask me why I do it, and I said this is the, to me this is the cleanest and easiest treasure finding you ever get to do, right? Like I'm not out sweating, right? I'm not out, swimming in the creeks or climbing up mountains, or I'm not in any danger. I'm doing this from the air conditioned, chair in my basement. And for me, it's just fun to find stuff, And yes, it's even more fun when there's a lot of value or you can make money on what you find, right? But for me, it's just the idea that I'm treasure hunting from the comfort of my house. And it's adding to my stack, right? So there's some long-term incentive there too. So all right, we got 20 rolls left. And I've got some other coins from this coin collection I might show you guys if you want to see it. I covered a lot of it in my coin collection video, but I'm starting to actually sell some of it. So if there's anything you guys are interested in or looking for, let me know, and I will see if it's something I'm selling. Most of the silver I am not, though. It's a lot of it's my pennies, it's my copper. There's a few old constitutional pieces that I am going to sell, but it's because I'm looking for a good value on them. So, yeah, adding to the stack at face value is the key, right? That's right. Dick and Dave, you were absolutely right. To me, it's like buying $500 worth of lottery tickets, and I can only win, right? It is the only lottery ticket in the world that it's always at least a push. Let's put it that way, right? It's always at least the value of a free ticket. Unless you get gypped in your return, which that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Victor Fess. I was at one of my standard banks returning my coins, and the coin machine blew up mid-count, and I was like $37 short when it was all said and done. And I was pretty mad about it because, if you're off by $1 or $2, it's one thing. When you're off by nearly 40, that's something entirely different. And the bank was very good to me. When they had the technician come out and they pulled everything apart, they found like $31 or $32 laying all over the inside of the machine, and they credited my account. So I still was shorted, but it was a much more reasonable short than what it originally looked like it would be. We need some silver. Come on. Come on. I would take a really nice 74 DDO. My biggest, I sold a 74 DDO on eBay for like 50 or 60 bucks. That's not a bad deal either. So coin roll fishing, I too have seen you do a couple of quarters. Are you mainly hunting W's, or are you looking for errors and other stuff there too? I get disappointed now if I do a box and I don't find a W, because I would say the majority of my boxes I do find at least one. So if I do a whole box and get skunked on W's, I'm a little disappointed in the box. Yeah, so Diggin' Dave, I'm relatively fortunate. There's two branches I can go to that have coin machines that take halves, and they eat them really well, eat them very quickly, and typically are spot on with the count. I just had that one problem that one time. But yeah, I mean, the issue I have is if those coin machines go out, you know, re-rolling all of those halves and trying to distribute them back to a bank that I normally don't go to is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Whereas quarters and stuff like that, banks are all too happy to take your quarters back. Hell, you can go to a gas station and offload $100 worth of quarters if you needed to. Most gas stations would take them in a second. Couple of thick rims in that guy. A lot of marked coins. A bug. Now, one thing I've never sold a W. I have a bunch of them. I check the prices on eBay all the time, but I've never actually sold one. I've given a couple away on the channel. It's a 73 from a mint set. Almost has to be. But I've never actually sold a W. How about you guys? You guys hang on to all of them, or do you sell them? So Victor, that is, yeah, I mean, so I have within 8 miles of my house, I have no less than 5 or 6 banks that have coin machines. But this one branch, they do, basically it's free and unlimited coin deposit through the machine if you have an account. The other branches that or the other banks that I've found that I'm not a member of, and the reason why is what I'm about to tell you, is they do have coin machines, but they have a limit, and it is free for like the first $100 or $200 you put in, and then after that they charge 10%. And they'll take anything, right? So they can do halves, they can do quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies, whatever. But, you know, if I'm going through $3,000 or $4,000 worth of coins in a week, I'm most certainly not going to go to that bank like 100 times, $200 at a time to avoid the fees. And I'm also certainly not going to put 10% or pay 10% to return them. So almost all my coins go back to the one place where I can use the coin machine for completely free. And I feel very fortunate I can do that because I've had to re-roll quarters and halves in the past, and it's a major time suck, and it just, you know, it's just not as convenient as being able to just take them back and throw them in the machine. Well, I mean, W's go for a lot. I mean, depending on the year and which quarter it is. I mean, I know they go from anywhere from 10 to about $30. So, I mean, even at $10 a pop, you know, if you sold 23, that's a good amount of money. And I don't know how old your son is, but, you know, that's probably, if he's a teenager or younger, that's a lot of money. I know my 12-year-old would love it if I handed him $230. And I don't know him that well. Is the River of No Return one of the more valuable ones? I always have to look it up because I don't keep that memorized. All right, we got 10 rolls left. 10 rolls. 10 opportunities to find silver. What is this? Just another really nice bicentennial. Makes me so mad. I hate those bicentennials. Really nice 1996D. So here's a question for you guys. Oh, rolling 4 boxes of halves would suck. So Victor, let me ask you this. This is my new little hack. I used to actually count you know, $10 worth of quarters, $10 worth of halves, whatever, and roll them that way. So I pre-counted them into stacks and then put them in the paper. Is that what you do? Or my new way of doing it is I get my little scale out and I count out the first roll, and half dollars I already know because I look at the count enough. And I just put a bunch in and I weigh it. And usually when I do that, I'm only 1 or 2 coins away from the right weight. And I fill it to weight. I don't fill it to count. And that is a lot faster than counting out the coins and stuffing the wrappers by hand. Yeah, next time you do it, if you have a good scale, Victor, try it the way I'm telling you. It's so much faster. Because you just get your roll out and throw a bunch of them in and weigh it and go, okay, well, I'm off by 10 grams. That's 2 quarters, whatever, right? I'm making up a number. You throw 2 quarters in, weigh it again. If it's within the right range, you're done. You know, you didn't have to count anything. You were just basically stuffing a roll. I find for me that that goes a lot faster. And I'm more confident that I'm not putting too many in a roll. No AG. It's a decent looking 71. We'll look at that under the scope in a little bit. We're down to, we got 11 folks. We got a lot of folks lurking. If you're lurking, let me know you're there. Like to hear from people watching the live stream. '97. Thought it was a 2007 briefly. Nothing. Still lurking, Rofotris. All right, we're going to weigh. We got 6 rolls left. I'm just going to weigh all 6 and see if we have anything that looks good. 225. 220. Ooh, 225.9. Maybe. That'd be great to find a little silver here at the end. 225.5. 225.5. 225.4. And 225.5. Well, one interesting one. Hey, Tarek, how are you, buddy? Yeah, last time I live streamed, somebody was like, yeah, we have you up on the 65-inch TV. And I'm like, oh, this has got to be interesting up on that big of a TV. So I guess he is doing good so far, making about $350 off of $6. Yeah, he's doing great. Hey, GG Mills. Yeah, that's what I was. So, okay, the ones you have are worth probably $25, $30 a pop, which is fantastic. That's really, really good. Yeah, I know. I've got a good mix. I think I might even have all the W's at this point. Maybe a proof in here. Maybe a proof in there. You guys can probably see the shiny ones in there. Yeah, I've got, if not all of them, I'm very close to having all of them. And like I said, I know some are only worth like 10 or 12 bucks, and some are worth a lot more. So if all yours are worth 30 a pop, that's nice. Well, we had a couple of nice looking rims. I don't see anything interesting in here though. That had to be a bicentennial. I'm gonna look at that again. Nope, it was a 95 P. So many half dollars. I actually did a box, because some of you guys are new. I did a box when I got home from work, and it was more or less a skunk. So this is 3 really bad boxes in a row today. But you got to go through the bad ones to get to the good ones. Coin roll fishing, if you're still there. Hey, good night, John. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Hey, coin roll fishing, what is your hit rate on silver? I mean, as we've talked about, you do like a bazillion boxes a week. Are you at 50% hit rate, or what are you at on, you know, kind of, we'll call them skunk boxes versus silver boxes? Oh, yeah, Victor, I'm sure that's what happened. Going through a box of all 2020s or 2019s, you would think initially stunk. But yeah, the minute you found 1W, dude, I'd be so excited. So I've got about a 20-second delay, so I'm hoping coin roll fishing you got my question. Which was, what's your hit rate? Oh, about 60%. So 6 out of 10 boxes. Is that right? Yeah. I can tell you my hit rate is not that high. Oh, 60% skunk rate. So 4 out of 10 boxes hit silver. Yeah, that's still a pretty good hit rate. I'm probably more like 1 or, 2 or 3 out of 10 boxes lately have had silver. But I will say too, because I hunt for everything, is that silver? Is that silver? The wine and win strategy. Talking about percentages. That was 1 out of 3. Look at that. Kaboom! So as I was saying before I ran into the silver, it is not uncommon for me to go through 7 or 8 half boxes a week and get no silver. But I always find something interesting. I mean, if you've watched my channel long enough, I mean, it may not always be interesting to you if you've been doing this a long time. But I always find something. NIFCs, proofs, errors. I always find something of interest. Foreign coins. So, yes, I do get the complete skunk box. But those are pretty rare. I just wish my hit rate on silver was higher. I've never done 20 straight full skunks. Now, if I edge hunted, I'm sure I've done, if you were to look at those boxes and go back and only edge hunt, I'm sure my number's more than 20. If I were to say throw out errors and NIFCs and proofs and stuff. If you go back to the very beginning of my channel, I think I found silver in my first video, and I may not have found silver again for like 3 months. So, hey, Cody Amons, welcome to the stream, or if you've been lurking for a while, thanks for jumping in. But yeah, man, we found some silver. I'm excited. It's a beautiful thing. We found it in the last 10 rolls. Now we just need to find an error. We can call it a day. It's the wrong way. Gotta go. No, this is the right way. Oh, come on. You can do this. I also think volume helps. It's like the idea of lottery tickets, right? That if you go in and only buy 2 tickets, let's say you only go in and buy 2 $5 tickets, the odds of you hitting are pretty low. But if you go in and buy 10 $5 tickets, your odds of hitting once or twice or 3 times is much, much better. And I think coin roll hunting is similar in that and the reason I'm saying this is when I first started my channel, I was only doing like 2 or 4 boxes a week. And like I said, I went weeks on end without really finding silver. And now that I'm going through 7 or 8 boxes a week, the volume is higher. So the odds of me finding 1 or 2 boxes with at least something in it is much higher. And I think there's something to that, right? I'm just getting a larger swath of the coins in circulation. So my odds of finding silver are higher, if that makes sense. And I think coin roll fishing is a great test bed there, right? I mean, he's doing over 100 boxes. So when his hit rate's 30 or 40%, I think that's just more proof to my theory. That's the end of the box. So let's see here. Yeah, it's a numbers game. Absolutely. Mr. Coin Roll Fishing, my brother and I watch your videos. Nice, Eric T. The amount of silvers you find is absolutely amazing. Yes, that is true. If you're not subbed to Coin Roll Fishing, go sub to his channel. That dude finds an amazing amount of fishing. Victor Fess on taking the plunge and getting an ounce or 2 of gold. So gold is back at very, you know, they're almost an all-time high, whatever. It's over, at least last I checked, it was around $1,900 an ounce. I don't think it's a bad idea to buy gold in any way, shape, or form. For me, it's a little high for me to go buy right now. But I like the idea of going and buying some. And like I said, I'm selling almost an ounce right now. At least I'm trying to sell. That's a 10th ounce pre-33 piece of gold, and this is a nearly 1 ounce pre-33 piece of gold. I can take them out and show them to you better. So I think it's a great idea. As for what should you buy, obviously you should buy mine for exactly what I'm asking for. But in all seriousness, I try to buy all precious metals as close to spot as humanly possible. The downside, I think, of something like this pre-33 gold is that it is not 3 nines fine. In a 1 ounce coin, you're getting like point whatever it is, 9.235 ounces of gold. So if you're looking for pure, you want to be looking at the gold buffaloes, or any of some of the other foreign ones like the Philharmonic or the I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on some of the other coins I know that are 1 ounce, like the gold maple leaves. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're 1 ounce of 3 nines fine gold. So, you know, if that's what you're looking for, I would look at those over a pre-33. And the more gold you get, the closer to spot price you're going to be. So if you look at a 10th ounce of gold, the premium you pay on a 10th ounce is a much higher premium than you would pay on a full 1 ounce coin. So I would be looking for the 1 ounce coins myself if I were going to spend the money. So that may be a very long-winded answer to your question. Me personally, I would love to have a gold buffalo, but they also come with pretty high premiums. So my second thing I would look at is probably the maple leafs. So just catching up on chat here. Michael Joyner, my last box of halves had over 600 bicentennial. Michael, that is not weird, just so you know. I did that on a box once because I opened like the first 3 rolls and nearly 60% of every roll was a bicentennial. So yes and no. Is it possible somebody was hanging on to them and dumped them? Absolutely. But there is in every box a ridiculous number of bicentennials. I think part of the problem was they were over manufactured for that year because they skipped, I think, 75. So for 76, they made up for it. And so there's an atrocious number of bicentennials. Scrolling back down. What am I asking for these 2 coins? I haven't checked recently. You know, on a friendly deal, I think I was looking to make something like $70 over spot on the 1 ounce coin, which is not that much. And the 10th ounce, I got to go look because this one has a just stupid premium on it. I was talking about it earlier. This coin on BGASC in the same condition, right? So you're talking either cleaned or jewelry condition which I'm not trying to sell these as like MS60 because they're not. I can put them under the scope for you. They're not there. This was going for like 400 or something, and I would feel bad asking for that. I think I was somewhere around like, when I was posting this on Facebook, it was like 320 or 340, which is still a crazy premium for just a 10th ounce of gold, but it was still far less than you could get from a bullion dealer. So this one is actually really reasonably priced on the 1 ounce. If I can do this, let me just check it now. And I know AppMex is not always the right place to look because they can be expensive, but they were also for gold, for this gold, one of the cheaper places. Give me just a second. I'll see if I can get my desktop on screen here. So you guys can see my desktop, hopefully. So you can see here that, you know, this coin from AppMex is 2087, and I was trying to get, you know, call it 150 less than that. Is I think what I mean. Basically, when I was pricing on Facebook, I was doing 100 to 150 less than AppMex. If we look at coinflation and just look at it for pure gold value, you know, it's only 1839. So, you know, a friendly price on that would be a little over $1,900 for me, which is far less than AppMex. Same thing, and this I'll just show you on this. I think it's the $2.50 coin. That's the other one I got. It's 230. Oh, can you guys hear me? Let me check that real quick. Sorry if you guys can't hear me. Damn it. Come on. All right, so you guys should be able to hear me, right? Okay, good. I thought when I went over to my desktop, I lost my mic, but so good. Yeah. So, but if you look here, the $2.50 coin, it's like 229 in gold value. But check this out on AppMex. $410. So that's why I say like this. I mean, I'm trying to get more than spot obviously, but I mean, I'm not trying to kill people either. So I think in the 300s is fair. All right, Victor. Yeah, shoot me an email. But so there's that. Is anybody in the chat into large pennies? I have a bunch of large pennies. I'm trying to think where I put it. I have this. Oh, I just broke the thing. I'm gonna have to get a new one. Let me get back to my camera. I'm struggling today. There we go. I just can't get much closer. So this is an 1820 quarter. No, is it a quarter? Yeah, it's an 1820 capped bust quarter. It's in roughly very good condition. We could argue it a little bit, but I mean, based on my local coin shop conversations with them, they're not arguing with the VG price. Red book on this is between 125 and like 200 and something dollars. So, you know, this is something that I'd probably put up at an auction. But I'd want to get at least like 125 for it, or thereabouts, if not more. That's one of the things I'm selling. A 1916 AU Barber dime. I don't remember exactly what I was asking for that, but sorry. This is a beautiful dime. We got a little bit of tarnish on the end there from being in PVC, but that would come right out, you know, being dipped really quickly. But I've got a couple of these Barber dimes from that time frame that I'm trying to sell, and then I got a bunch of old large pennies and half pennies and 2 cent and 3 cent pieces. So, Tarek, you say yes, what kind? What do you mean by yes, what kind? Sure, the gold. I can throw that under the scope real quick. Like I said, it's in jewelry condition. The large pennies, Tarek, give me just a second. Let me I'm gonna lift this up a little bit, and I'm gonna zoom out just. I don't know what you want to see. Yeah, I saw it come through. But so like I said, this is in, you know, jewelry grade, clean condition. This is not, it's numismatically relevant because it's US currency. It's not, you know, it's not an AU or an MS level coin. I can tell you that if this was an MS coin, I would be asking like $3,000 or $4,000 for it, right? Or more. It is a San Francisco mint. This is the 1 ounce, 1897. Do you want to see the 10 ounce as well? The large pennies are not call condition by any stretch. I'll put one of the nicer ones. So here's an 1851 extra fine. I'm not going to take all these out of the flips. But like, here's the 1851. I had my coin shop look at these. They didn't argue with me on the grades. I've looked at it based on photo grade, and most of the grading, you know, that was originally in when I bought it is accurate. There's one or two we could argue, but like this one, I'll show you this one. I would argue. This is an 1843 that they've listed as good, and I can tell you that this has been dipped, this has been cleaned, this is an about good at best. And I know the word liberty is one of the key things in the grading, but the overall wear and condition of this coin would negate the fact that you can still read the word liberty up there. So that's why I say some of these I could argue the grade on the large pennies. But most of the large pennies are going to be in the fine to extra fine condition, with, you know, that one outlier that's in a good condition. So let me get this gold. So this is the, I hope I have this right. This is an 1878. And I have had these checked out at the local coin shop. They had no concerns. Yeah, this is the $2.50. This is also an S Mint mark. They had no concerns over the validity of the gold. It is, you know, I've basically had these checked out, so there's no concern on it being fake or rip off or anything like that. I would definitely check that out before I sold it. So, hey, Coin Hunter Chris. So there you go, Victor. That's both coins. And like I said, I did see an email from you. I'll take a look at it here in a little bit. So Tarek, were there any more of those large pennies you wanted to see in particular? I have 1830, 35, 37, 38, 45, 46, 47, 43, 42, they're out of order, 49, 50, 51, I think of 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56. And I can tell you many of these, give me just a second. Many of these I have priced, where is it? Yeah, I got to go back and look. You know, a lot of these pennies I'm looking, you know, kind of not quite red book value, but the fact that they're nicer quality coins, you know, we're talking more gray sheet values. So, you know, if you gray sheet an extra fine 1851, and if it's $65, that's where I would start at, Tarek. So, you know, I'm not trying to be unreasonable, but at the same time, I'm not giving them away. So, yeah, the 2021 Maple Leaf is not a bad pickup, Victor. It's a beautiful, beautiful coin, and it is 3/9 fine gold. So, did I lose you, Tarek? Are you still out there? Let me pull up my email while you guys are chatting here. Let me just see what he sent. Okay, yeah, Victor, I see your email. I will. Let me put a price together, and I'll shoot it over to you. And if it works out for you, I'm happy to sell it to you. Just so you know, I mean, it's not you know, I want to do something like Venmo or Cash App, or I'll do PayPal, but I want to do friends and family if possible. I'm happy to do goods and services if it makes you feel better, but I will make you pay the 3.9% that I'm going to get charged for it. You pay shipping, I'll pay the insurance. And usually when I ship this stuff, I video packing it, and I give you a copy of the tracking number, of course, so you can track it. So, you know, we have proof of it going in the box, we have proof of it going out, and proof of it all the way to delivery. So, just hopefully making you feel more comfortable. That's how I do stuff when I sell it on Facebook. So why am I letting the gold go? So part of the reason I really want to hang on to it, but the reality is that I buy a lot of stuff. I buy a lot of silver. And in buying this collection, I kind of went above what I normally spend. So basically I'm trying to recoup some of that money, and the gold is the fastest way I can do it. And this gold, so, you know, came from a full typeset. And I'm actually hanging on to a couple of the gold pieces out of the typeset, so I'm not selling all of it. I actually sold the $10 coin already, and I'm selling these two, but I'm hanging on to the $5 coin, and I'm hanging on to the dollar coin. And the reason I'm hanging on to the dollar coin is that it's the first year of issue. And you want to talk about stupid numismatic value for a coin that's only got like 0.04 or whatever, like 4 grams of gold in it or something stupid. It's a ridiculously small amount of gold, but the premium on it's ridiculous because it's a first year of issue. And so I'm hanging on to that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about, I got to balance what I buy and what I move and what I hang on to. And this just puts more money back in my pocket to look for more collections that I can buy and sell and that sort of thing, if that makes sense to you, Victor. So I'm trying to think. There's a lot of other cool stuff in this collection. Tarek, if you're still there, I know you said large pennies, but I also have, and I don't even know what I've got on camera right now, so bear with me. You can't even see this. You just got my scope, so give me a second. Come on. So, this is all stuff I have in flips. But I think I have the other one over here. Where is it? There it is. I've got 3 half pennies too. And they're in varied condition. Fine, very fine, and very fine, which that would surprise you until you look at the grading scale on a half penny from the 1800s. I'll put one of these under the scope so you can see it. But I've also got a couple of 2-cent and 3-cent pieces. So, Tarek, if you're into more than just, this one's actually beautiful. This is an 1833 half penny. That's in great shape. Definitely brown. It's not red. But I've got some of those. And the fingerprints you see, those are from the, not on the coin. That's on the plastic. So, almost all of the copper is going to go. So, the old large pennies, the half pennies, the 2 pennies, that sort of stuff. But almost all the silver I'm hanging on to. There's a couple of the dimes and quarters, and there's a couple of the halves I'm going to let go just because numismatically it makes sense. So, Tarek, let me know if you want to see any more of the other copper. I'm happy to show you whatever you want to see. Got some really cool Indian heads here. They're later dates, 1900 through 1908, almost all of them in extra fine condition. Those were pretty cool. I'm hanging on to those. A couple of Barber quarters, a couple of seated Liberty quarters. This one's kind of cool. And like I had this one I haven't really priced out, but this is the kind of thing where it's an 1876. I'm not saying for this coin, but to tell you guys why I would sell something. So if I found out this is $8 worth of silver, but due to its condition, it's a $200 quarter, I'm selling this, right? And I'm not saying this is a $200 quarter, and I know it's not, but that's how I'm deciding what silver I'll sell and what I'll hang on to. So with that, do we have any other questions? Anything anybody else wants to see? Am I still online? Did I lose everybody? I still have 8 people. Cody's just every time I ask, he's like, I'm here, I'm here. It's a beautiful Indian head. I'm sorry, buffalo. Get back over here. This 1837 buffalo. That's a gorgeous buffalo nickel. So, Tarek, if there's any of that stuff you want to see in more detail, or if there's interest, let me know. Like I said, if you're curious how I'm pricing it, I am looking more to start around gray sheet and up. So if you're thinking I'm gonna, you're looking for a bunch of cull, large penny copper, I'm not doing that. But just let me know. Shoot me an email if there's interest. All right. Well, hey, Rufo Tris, thanks for coming. I think you said normally you sort of lurk, but thanks for interacting today. I appreciate it. I don't have much else to say other than thank you guys for coming and, just hanging out and asking questions. For those of you interested in coins, shoot me an email. I'll get back to you. And if you haven't signed up for or gone and checked out my 750 sub giveaway, go do that. I don't want you to miss out because I'm giving away a bunch of free silver. So that'll be good. Hey, Field Guy 316, you came in here right at the end. But yeah, check out my giveaway. I haven't counted up how many ounces of silver it is, but it's not a small amount. It's not a big amount either. But it's well over $100 worth of silver. Maybe that was with the ASE, assuming we get there. So anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys for coming, and you take care. And I will see you guys in my next live stream or in my next video. So thanks for coming. Hey, I appreciate it, Field Guy. Thank you so much.